Well, hello folks, and welcome back to the channel, an unusual sight. This video is all about PlayStation VR2 and how it's coming to GT7. We hope, we believe, I think we know it's coming. Ultimately, it's been announced that it'll be with us in the February update. As per my background image, I think you can see that. It might be slightly off screen, it's slightly messed up. Maybe, let me have a look. Yeah, all looks a bit alright. Okay, kind of missing, but I think you get the picture. So, we're back in GT Sport today, and we're just going to look at, try and understand what it is we've got to see, and what's coming to the game. So here we go. We used to go down to, well, there's a two-player split screen. That still works, I believe, in GT Sport. Let's go to the VR Tour. So when it was in GT Sport, it was really only what it says. You had three options. You had a VR showroom, a VR drive, and a VR time trial. So the VR time trial is you just raced against yourself in VR drive. And let's go to a circuit we all love and enjoy. Where should we go? Should we go to... And believe it or not, you'll see every circuit here that is in Gran Turismo 7 other than the two new circuits, Watkins Glen and Road Atlanta, America. Atlanta. Jesus Christ. Circuit. No, we're not doing Circuit de la Sarthe. We're Spa. Monza. Let's go to Monza. Monza. There it is. Monza with chicanes. There it is. Daytime. Nicely. And what should we drive? Should we drive the GR3? Because that's all you got the choice of. Now you can't see what I see, folks. You can just see the normal screen. I've got this massive wall in front of me. It's like 20 foot tall. I have to look left physically to see the edge of the screen. It's massive. It's like being 3 foot from a 65 or 85 inch screen. We get to choose the car, and away we go. Manual transmission. And all we're going to do is have a race of the track. Now I've got softs on, just to give myself a bit of chance and not embarrass myself. But you should be able to see some nice clear screens there. And we get the usual loading screens. Now you'll remember all this if you've got PSVR, but this isn't going to work, we're led to believe, in PlayStation 2 VR or VR2. So we got race settings. They're the usual for me, folks. You know what they are: traction control 1, default ABS, everything else off. And the old menu screen used to be different. We can see the torque curve of all that. Racing hards it's got there. Yeah, should we go mediums? Just no, let's do hards because we like a bit hard. Traction controls above that, I think. Traction controls up there, that's set on 3, and I'll drop that to 1 because we always do that. Can't do anything with the brake balance, I don't think. Not at this point. And that's roughly about it. I don't know how many laps it's going to be, but we'll do a few. You can see visual representation of the setup, but none of that's adjustable. Brake balance, we can't move that. And away we go. Is it just straight off? No, we go top left hand corner, don't we? Come out. And then, what's the settings on here? Traction control 1, racing tyres hard, manual transmission, assists, auto drive off, low fuel indicator on, active stability management off, counter steer assist off, ABS default. Happy days. Let's jump on the track then. See if we can remember what it's like. Now, you know me, I normally drive on the bumper cam. And with that, The resolution in here is not phenomenal. Looking for that first corner, there it is. Have I got that BMW right up my rear? Oh, look at that. The BMW's going to come up alongside us. No, he's backed off. Now this is one of my favourite circuits in Gran Turismo. But I'm having trouble spotting my braking markers. It's a bit hazy. It's not brilliant. Graphically not fantastic, and I think that was the problem with why it never got past a demo feature. It's purely because it wasn't good enough to host 15, 16 cars. And that's why I genuinely believe you won't be able to use PSVR1 in GT7 or on the PS5 at least. This has met the end of its days. It really is low res and it's low poly, and you can't really see off into the distance. There's no clarity up there, and it would be absolutely no good with, well, more than just a handful of cars, and it'd struggle. But it's a great experience. It feels phenomenal. As we're just coming around to complete lap 1, I have to tell you, it absolutely feels tip-top, but I can't see into the future down there. Into the distance. I generally can't see. I've got no confidence in what I can see in the distance. It's really is quite difficult to make out features. Difficult to understand the feeling of speed, and it's not wholly apparent on this that there's no bridge there either. That bridge is gone. The walkway from the corner, that's not here. So I'm just gonna take you around to the end of this lap. It's only 2 laps anyway, that's the end of the game. End of the demo for 2 laps, but then we're gonna go to Lego. And at Lego, it's one of my favourite tracks in GT7, and you're going to just go through what I feel of the undulations, the up and down, the turning, twisting, and you'll see the differences between, if you're a regular GT7 player, you'll see the differences between GT7's Lego Majorca and what was GT Sports. Now I am using a wheel and pedals. I've seen a comment today from somebody saying they're not going to commit to PSVR2 and GT7 until they see it absolutely 100% that you can use a wheel and you're not forced to use a controller. Now I don't think they would generally do that. That seems a bit offhand to me, that they would force you to use a controller when you've done all that. But in game, this is terrific. Oh, it's reset, way off kilter. I don't know where my controller is. I'm going to have to feel for it. There it is. I put it back on my rack. Get it out. I've got to press this button to reset. There we go. I'm looking back, hopefully, into the front. So there we go. We got prize money. Happy days. Just build on my old PlayStation, my Gran Turismo Sport profile. We're just going to bump out of there, and you'll join me when we get to Lego. I always like that logo with the running engine. But here we are, exactly the same setup then. Let's just go in and make sure that is the case. No, it always defaults back to normal racing hard tyres, absolutely fine. Everything else is going to be the same. Let's jump in. Now, again, this is a phenomenal track. I'm going to let the BMW go. going to play with him. Almost nerfed him off first corner. Now, I just love how it looks. I'm going to look down and see, you can see inside of the cockpit there. Now, this is everything feels and looks a little bit the same as GT Sport, GT7 at this time. Go past him, we look right, see the side of the seat, back in the mirror, see him there, braking down for this corner. Now, massive differences between this circuit and GT7's. There's no pit lane and separate circuit put on the right hand side, that's a whole pit wall there. To come up the hill, because I'm used to the bumper cam view driving around here now, it makes it so much different. So much faster, but I'll be forced to drive inside the car if I go PSVR2. And onto the back straight. Now this is phenomenal, this. The actual change in elevation you can feel through the VR. It makes my stomach, it gives me butterflies as I go over there. I can feel the negative G in my stomach. Here again, up and down. You don't get that feeling when you're playing GT7 without the PSVR. Again, changing the track here, there's a pit wall to the right. We've left the AI car way behind. Look over to the apex to the right hand side. This is absolutely phenomenal, and I've forgotten what it's like. I really do enjoy this. Hitting that curb, no penalties. Down off that curb, straight through the start finish line for lap 2. It's only a 2-lapper this one. And it was so limited, this. Hey. Bit of traction loss, and you feel it. It's quite phenomenal. You feel all the hollows and bumps. Ooh, got the corner a bit there. TC1. Could have got that bit better. Now, I've never really seen this outside the game, what it looks like from when you're watching on your screen. I'm just hoping you can see the depth of clarity and the head movements and the feel I get. And this really excites me about PSVR2 on the PS5. Now, anybody that knows me knows I currently have a PS4. And therefore, I don't have a PS5. Is PSVR and the threat of it only being on PS5 going to make me get a PlayStation 5? Well, it has to, doesn't it? So if I get a PS5, I've got to get the PSVR. I've got to spend £1,000 in the next month. I don't have £1,000. So PSVR2 is going to be a little while before I get it. My channel, as you know guys, don't have the subscribers to enable me to become a paid patron, a paid representative on YouTube. I just do it for the love at the minute, and it would be absolutely phenomenal if my channel could deliver me a salary, but as it is, it doesn't, and it won't. So for me, that will be it, folks. That will be all I can do, is just give you a reminder of what the PSVR GT Sport position was with regards to VR, virtual reality. Now, we could go and play a couple of other games that I've got for this that actually have the capability of playing in VR. Would you like to do that? Should we go and have a look at probably the best ever VR game there was? we'll be back soon. There's a lovely car we've just driven around that circuit. You can see that here. I'm just controlling this with a stick. It's a bit jumpy. Every time I turn to look around it, it jumps inside. But it's quite phenomenal when you go and look inside it. We can't get inside, but we can actually zoom around it and have a look. You know, on a PS5 the detail and the textures and the structure is going to be absolutely fabulous. Let's go up close and we can actually see the grain in there, and I'm absolutely 100% sure that when it comes to the PS5, this is going to be 10,000 times better in terms of graphics. See the carbon in those lights, maybe. It's phenomenal, isn't it? Absolutely mind-blowing. And this is, what, 2017, 2018 technology, and it never really got used. This was as good as it got, and it never made it fully into the game, which is a real disappointment. But I guess it just didn't have the bandwidth to cope with it. There's a little glitch there, isn't there? Look, there's no AMG logo there. You can see that. When we look there, there is. There's the screw heads there, kind of, and the elevation. You can see how you alter the angle of the rear wing. Look. Let's see if that AMG logo disappears again. It doesn't there. It does there. Look. You just can't see it. It doesn't paint it on. How far back can we go? It's a little bit weird, a little bit crazy. It's absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome. Can't you tell, guys? Can't you tell? I just think it's mind-blowing. It's fabulous. Okay then, folks. Now, DriveClub VR. Ultimately, I thought, back in its day, the best ever. Oh, I've not played this much. Probably started this again at some point. Bought in at level 6 from last time I played it, whatever that was. Let's do it. Let's drive. Let's see what it's all about. Let's do a single event, a race. Accept that. Canada, Chile, Japan, Norway, Scotland. Should we go Scotland? I think some of these may have ended up in other games, you know. A lot of these are locked, I think. Don't know, are they? It could be, but let's have a go. That way round, I don't know. Random time of day, clear. It's all. Let's have a go. What car are we in? Oh, we get a. Looks like a McLaren. It is. Factory club, yeah, factory. Oh wow. It's been a long time since I've played this. I put this away a long time ago, and this got discontinued support at some point. Now I know now, I've just watched a little clip, that you can actually see other parts of this game. And if they're going to do anything with GT Sport, it's got to look like this. Sorry, GT7. It's got to look like this at some point. Square. Square. Are we getting in this damn thing? Here we go. Oh, I feel like I could be sat up a bit further. Start event. doesn't brake very well. Car slides a bit. Can't see over the steering wheel, that's a bit rubbish. Drifting that one round there. Oh, that's rubbish, isn't it? Hit the wall. And it all gets a bit out of hand. Like streets of Edinburgh, isn't it? Set up a little bit here. Oh, if this was still available today, I'd be again, I've just got that little difficulty with feeling the speed because I'm forced to sit right down in the car. Can't feel. No, it's quite bizarre. I can't feel the car at this point. Wrong gear. Not getting the feel through the pedals that I normally believe I can feel. The back end wants to come round. Expo on the right hand side of me making some noise. We hit that bit hard, didn't we? Bits of car come off there. I don't think there's many bits of this car left that I've got. This McLaren, the old carbon fibre tub, must be exposed a little bit. Terrible driving. Takes a little while to feel your way into it, I think. I need to sit up a bit. That's okay. Feeling it now. Not particularly great performance on my part. But there we go. I'm sure we can have a better example of that. So what's going on in the tour? Where are we? 5 out of 6, 0 out of 3, full lock, 2 out of 3, 1 out of 9. Top 3 finish, da 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 da. 3 round championship. Spider. We're going M3. Is it an M3? M4. That'll do. So we go, it's on the same circuit. How's that even possible? That'll work fairly well, won't it, if we're racing on this circuit again. Not too much force feedback here for me, which is a lot of complaints of people in GT7. But this only picks 70% force feedback. Different course. This is phenomenal. This takes me back. I don't believe I had a steering wheel that worked on the PlayStation 4 when I used to play this. I used to play it with controller. Oh, we're going to have a bit of a hard hit there. That's not good. Yeah, because we got the hard hit, we got a penalty. We just got to control ourselves a little bit. Don't forget, we treat the AI the same as doing Gran Turismo. Get out of the way. That was relatively straightforward, wasn't it? Simple stuff, he says. Looks good. Don't know all the rubbish is on the floor though. This is just an example, and I don't know if it feels like this game, it would be phenomenal. You know, we know it's going to look like GT Sport, but there's something to race in. Here we go, another race. Got to remember these circuits. Force feedback isn't all that, he says. Got a little bit of wheel weight. I've just got bumped in the rear. Everybody sliding all over the way. Coming down over this. This is the other Scottish circuit, isn't it? Going to be a sharp bend. He's just going to go straight on. I'm going to just brake around him. Drift face off. There was no drift facing off going there. I wasn't drifting nothing. As people will know, my drifting ability is pretty pants. But we're ahead of these boys. Don't entirely know how this is going to pan out. But it's definitely not Gran Turismo, and it's also not the other one that everybody plays. Forza. Oh dear. we've got an enforced slowdown happening there. They're back with me. See him in the mirrors. Back end broke loose as we changed up. It's the start finish line, isn't it? And we know there's a sharp right hander down here. And they're going to attempt to go all the way around me. Down the bottom here we're going to do a left hander into a right hand hairpin. We're leaving them behind a bit, aren't we? See if we can get the back end drifting out a bit. 35 points is all we got. Well, as it is, didn't get the angle. Got a penalty, enforced penalty. Get out in front of that Aston Martin, slow him down a bit. Everyone's a winner. Yeah, I aren't fast, but I think I might have the game on an easy setting. I have no idea. Go over this hill, there's a right turn in there. There's fire. Oh yeah, I took out these barriers here earlier, didn't I? Yeah, put them back. It's only 2 laps? Yeah, 2 laps. You get to go over these humps and bumps and win it. That was DriveClub VR. Absolutely fab. Forgotten all about this. Red Hills Cup. Round 3 of 3. Let's wait for this one to load up. X button. We're in car. Go. Fourth on the grid. And if I remember right, if I remember correctly, this has a series of S-bends in it. It's a proper pig. I've won 2 races in this series. No, I've ever won. Yeah, I've won 2. We'll just follow these boys for a bit of. Oh, I don't know how that happened. We went out of car for a moment then, and we just kind of forced him wide. I think I'm going to call this video, does anybody remember DriveClub VR? I don't know if the servers, I don't know if it's still multiplayerable, I don't know if it ever was multiplayable. But if it is, and you got a few of you playing this, I don't know if it's still available, whether it still works. But for a VR game it was epic. Back in the day. Can't go in the pit lane. Got a car up on my left hand side. Looks like another BMW. Him behind me in the draft. Oh dear. I got him for slow down. See if we can get past these guys properly this time. Oh, closing the front door on me. Well, like I know this isn't PlayStation VR, but this was as close as I ever got to being fully raced on in Gran Turismo. It wasn't Gran Turismo, but it was a great VR game. It was probably the best one at the time. The physics ain't all that. It's a bit drifty for me. But the feel will come, I'm sure. The cars were beautifully modelled. They were great in game. 3 laps, got another one to go. So we know there's a left-hander chicane at the end here. Just wibbled through there, touch. Oh, we went to the grass. Came out in front though, we're good. Elevations give you the ooh as you go over the crest, and you feel it as you come into the dip. There it is. Oh, it's really good. Always come through there a bit hot in the last couple of laps. Going into the infield section, it feels like. Now I remember as well what I used to feel with the VR. That slight feeling of sickness. Because your body isn't moving at the same pace and the same feeling as the outside. Your brain is cheating you, really. And I always used to get a slight feeling of sickness. No worse than I do when I play Half-Life on the PC. That actually gives me just a spinning head and real need to throw up, unfortunately. Motion sickness is quite bizarre in Half-Life engine games. Here we go, come round to complete the race with 0 drifting and all that rubbish. Plastic bag blowing in the middle of the circuit. There's the finish line, up to 6th gear. Boom, we're through it. And there it is, it actually feels like my old BMW. That's bizarre. So, there we go. We got a bronze. Hey ho. First in the champion, finished top 3, finished up 28 points. Did we do alright? Accolade VIP, BMW Honest Club, da 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 da. Loads of points, loads of stuff. Whew. 12 items unlocked. What do we want? The DS. Oh, I think we'll take the Spiker. There we go. Red Hills Cup. Continue. Well, what more can I say, folks? That is DriveClub VR. If Gran Turismo 7 PSVR2 can give us race games like that, we aren't going to be just limited to GT7, are we? And this is great that it still works. I'd forgotten about this game, but it is absolutely tip top, and it's something I'm going to play a bit more of. If you want to see more of this game and you want to see it yourself and see if let's go and see what happens here. We continue. Have we got more to do? I don't think we have. I think this is just going to take us back to here. Yes, it is. Let's see. There's no multiplayer. The servers are down again, so we can't do it multiplayer. That's absolutely rubbish. Come back out of there. My profile replay settings garage. No. So if you do want to see any more of this game, let me know. If you want to buy it yourself, and you know, it is there, it does work. I have installed it tonight and it's there to be played. But as it is, the problem DriveClub TM server. So the servers are down, it doesn't work anymore, but hey ho. We'll see you on the next one, folks. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you for liking, subscribing, commenting. And even if you don't agree what I do please comment and do subscribe, because you want to see more stuff. I know you do. We'll see you on the next one. Take care, folks.